my name is Magdalena, and today I'm just going to do a really casual video where I swatch out these new shadows that I have here. These are all from Clionadh, their stained glass collection, although I have repanned them into the circle pans because I'm kind of neurotic. So they're all glitter collection or glitter collection. They're not actually glitter, they just give the effect of glitter. And then this one up here is from the Glitter Vibrant collection. So if you're interested in that, here we go. So this first shade I have here is Kaleidoscope, which has a pink base and shifts from a like bluey green to a turquoise to a indigo, purple, and pink. Then I have Twinkle from Shine by SD, Pioneer, and Evoke from Lethal. Now, although I absolutely love this kind of shade, I thought I had a lot like it, so I hadn't picked it up before. But I'm actually pretty glad that I did now because, I mean, these are similar, particularly this one, Pioneer, but it's definitely more high impact than Pioneer is, and I do really like this kind of shadow. So yeah, I'm really glad I got this one. Kind of a surprise hit for me. Okay, so here we have Glazed, which has a purple base and shifts from a purple into a pink into an orange and gold. I've got it compared to Twilight from Lethal Cosmetics, Radiant from Clionadh, Quest from Clionadh, and Glam Rush from Shine by SD. I do feel like this actually will, Quest will compare better to another shade that I have that I'll show shortly. And Glam Rush, I think, has kind of a similar concept, but is much more pink. And it does have a more dimensional sparkle to it. But I do still think it's unique to my collection. It is quite similar to Radiant, but it is different. It doesn't shift as far as Radiant does. I'm still happy I have it because I adore these kind of shades, but I don't think you need both of those shades. Okay, here we have Tracery, which has a cool purple base and shifts from a indigo, purple, pink, orange, and maybe a little bit of gold at the harshest angle. I have it compared to Shine by SD Reserve 5, Shine by SD Luminescence, and Clionadh Flashed Glass. I do feel like Luminescence is actually quite similar. It just has a sheer base. So I'm really happy to have this one because I do love Luminescence and I love to layer it over things. So this will make it so that I don't always have to layer it to get that strong base. So I'm very happy about this one. And I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love this kind of shade. So this next shade here is Stencil, and it has a blue base with a purple to pink to red to peach and gold shift. It's kind of funny. When I first saw the description of this, I was totally uninterested in it because I felt like I had so many shades that were like this. But actually swatching them out and looking for comparisons, I really struggled. This is Dreamcatcher, or no, sorry, this is Revenge from Shine by SD. This is Quest, which we had swatched earlier from Clionadh. And this is Statue Garden from Clionadh. And these are the closest I really had. I thought of a couple. I thought of Climbing Vine. I thought of Scuba. But they really just did not compare whatsoever. So very interesting. This is a very unique shade for my collection. And I'm really glad that I have it now because, I mean, I love it. I love this kind of shadow, but I just didn't have anything that was specifically like this. So very interesting. All right, so next up we have Enamel, which has an indigo base and shifts from a blue, indigo, purple, pink, and peach. And I've compared it to Clionadh Scuba and Shine by SD Reserve 4. Now, obviously, none of these are a dupe, but I do feel like this is the same shade or a very similar multichrome pigment over a darker base. And then Reserve 4 is like the multichrome pigment without a base or with very little base. So I think in that sense they're comparable, but they are definitely not dupes for each other. So I'm really glad I have this one because it's very unique and I love these tones. Here we have Etched, which has a purple base and shifts from a blue, into an indigo, purple, and pink. I've compared it here with Lethal Blazing Star and Shine by SD Frostberry. Now, Blazing Star was a total mistake. It does have like this kind of periwinkle indigo like base to it, but it's not in any way the same. So let's just write that one off. But Frostberry, I feel like has the same multichrome pigment, but it just has a very sheer blue base instead of that dark purple. So it's nice to know that I can get the same pigment as this one, because I do really like this one, but that blue base is not always the easiest to work with. So I think I'll enjoy that purple more. But again, yeah, no dupes in my collection whatsoever. And last for our comparisons within my collection, we have Ascension. Now this one has a warm purple base and shifts from a gold into a green and turquoise. It also is full of multicolored sparkles. I don't know if you can pick up all the different colors in there, but it's incredibly dimensional. Below it is Line of Queens from the most recent drop they did. This is also a glitter vibrant. So they're like sisters, basically. They have not the same shifts or anything, but they're very similar. They have, you know, like the purplish bases, and then like the gold and gold adjacent flips. So I think they're very similar in concept, but very different shades. And here is Lethal Singularity, which I think is kind of like a mix of the two when it comes to the pigment, where it has a little bit more cool of a base, but the shifts are more similar to Ascension. Obviously, it's much less dimensional, but I do think it is one of the more dimensional formulas from Lethal, and I do really like that shade too. I'm really glad I got this one. I wanted to get more from this collection. I don't have them yet, but I definitely will get them in the future because I think they're just making the most beautiful dimensional shades lately. I hope they keep it up because these are gorgeous. So since I got a fair amount of shades that are in that Blurple family, I thought I would just swatch them all out and compare them one by one. This is Glazed, Tracery, Stencil, Enamel, and Etched. So a couple of them are pretty similar. I would say these two in particular are quite similar, Tracery and Enamel, although they certainly are different. This one here, the last one, Etched, is definitely the most high impact of them, and I would say Glazed and what is that one? Stencil are probably the most sheer of them, and the least impactful in the sense of the metallicness is definitely Stencil. But I think they're all really nice, really pretty shades, and even though I did wind up having some that were kind of similar to Kaleidoscope and Glazed, I do love those kind of shades, so I'm really glad that I have these for their own nuances, even though it might not be something that everybody needs to have. I'm definitely glad to have them, so yeah, I'm glad about this. All right, so that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!